And let's see where we are with this. Let's see where we are with this at the moment. Are you guys looking at anything yourselves? Is there anything of interest? Let me just see if this is all working. It should. Yeah, all good. Okay. So let's reassess the situation now and see where we are with this. It's pointless looking at any key technical levels today because the markets are actually moving based on a breaking news rather than the kind of technicals or fundamentals for that reason. This is just a news-driven reaction and volatility. Okay, so let me show you where I am with these other trades. So I'm going to leave this gold there ready. So crude, that's already up. Dow Jones. That's Nasdaq. I showed you that already. Euro dollar. Yeah, that's the one. So euro dollar. I'll show you the full summary of where the things are. So this is euro dollar. I'm still short euro dollar. I'm still short euro dollar here. It's not looking as pretty as it did before, but it's in the money. So what I'll do is just to protect myself, I'm going to move the stop slightly lower again, below the entry. This was the entry initially. This was the entry initially. I was looking for more downside. Bad number, non-farm payrolls is basically causing US dollar to weaken because the logic is probably that there'll be less likelihood of a faster rate hikes. That's the initial reaction. But I'm still happy to hold this trade. Happy to hold this trade. Still in this trade for now. The other thing that I was trying to show you was cable. I'm also short cable, and that's not working. So I'm actually happy that I didn't do anything with this. So cable. I'm also long Nasdaq and long crude, long dollar yen. Here we go. So this is cable. So cable, this is long. Sorry, I was shorting sterling dollar. I was looking for more downside on sterling dollar. The stop is not too far away, so it's about 30 points higher. I'm gonna put it close to at entry. I'm gonna put my stop at entry, and let's see how this plays out because I was looking for more downside towards 132.40, 132.20, 132. That didn't play out at the moment. This is the opposite reaction to what I was expecting. It's not too late. We can still we can still reverse when the US markets open. We can still go in the right direction, but it's in the money. Break even, stop is a break even. I'm going to leave it up and running at the moment. The last thing that I was talking about is dollar Japanese yen, and I am currently long dollar yen. Open it in another window. Here we go, long dollar yen. And I'm going to leave this one running as well. So the initial reaction was to the downside. This was a flush lower after non-farm payroll. This is only a really short-term time frame, so we're talking about 15-minute time frame. It was basing here. It was quite nice, basing, but I'm looking for a take profit up here towards 114. That would be a good trade for me. Currently, I'm leaving it open as well. If I'm wrong, I'll be stopped out with about 12 points of risk. So about 12 points of risk on this trade. And the other thing that I have open is Nasdaq. So that's really doing quite well. Really happy with that. So Nasdaq. Long from yesterday afternoon. Initially I was looking for a short setup, sit down. That played out short term, and then markets just reversed. They decided that Omicron variant is highly transmissible but less dangerous and deadly than the others, and suddenly the markets started reversing on those news, and I decided to go long because we are looking at some major support down here. I've posted a couple of things in the community already on Nasdaq in end of day time frame. So this trade was more or less based off that premise. So I'm in this trade. The current stop is at break even. This is not a scalp. I could be looking to take partial profits here. So previous high. I might look to take some partial profits before the US markets open. Here we go. So what I'll do is I'll take half here. That's taken, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my stop slightly higher. So I'm going to lock in another 40 points above the entry. The ultimate take profit would be up here towards 16,430. So just in a case if this reverses at the open, I might look to kind of get out of this with some more money rather than reversing it all. But I am bullish equity markets. It's December. This is normally a bullish time of the year, and Santa Claus is coming, and that normally triggers a bullish reaction. This is the last thing that I have open. The last thing open is crude oil. If you remember yesterday when we saw this big massive flush lower, this was triggered by at that time OPEC Plus was talking. They had a meeting and they said, oh, we might readjust our output quotas and reductions and so on and so on, and then eventually so this massive flush sell-off, and then this big wick formed. This is only a 15-minute time frame, and then inside bar formed that triggered a move higher. I was happy to take it. It's a decent position. My stop was initially lower. I moved it higher. I'm going to put my stop above now. My stop is going to be at 65 65, let's put it 65, nice and round number. Previous swing lows from the 1st of December, and then also here from the 2nd of December, and then also here from the 2nd of December. So low, 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 high, low. Happy with that. So I'm locking in about 59, 60 points on this trade. But if this starts reversing, I will be paying close attention to this. I'm seeing a rising trend line here. I'm seeing previous swing low here. High, high, low. So this is resistance, 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 breakout, retest. This is very bullish now. As long as this 67.70 holds. Loss of that level and end of day close below that level would definitely change my outlook, and then I would likely get out of this position, potentially even taking partial profits, and so on and so on. Partial profits here, partial profits here, partial profits, or just close everything and get out. But I'm leaving it open for now. I have a decent amount of conviction with this trade as an oversold bounce in crude. Okay, gold trade didn't trigger. Gold trade didn't trigger just yet, and that's where we are. Now, today's session is a little bit different because it's non-farm payroll, and markets normally do stupid stuff when the non-farm payrolls come. So, and if you don't know what that is, if you're watching this and you're brand new, yeah, feel free to ask. I'll be happy to explain. I'll be very happy to explain. So all of this can possibly change very quickly when the US cash equities open, because the US markets are going to be open in about an hour and not an hour, in about 40 minutes, 43 minutes roughly. So they're not live and running just yet. This is a pre-market trading, and this initial reaction is probably something that happens before the cash markets open, and then the traders will come to their desks and reassess everything and say, okay, let me scratch my head and see what this really means. I mean, it's a really bad number. So should I be buying the market based on perception that Federal Reserve will be less likely to do something, or should I just stick with the kind of fundamentals here and say US created only 210,000 jobs in the last 30 days instead of 550, which was the positive thing is that we have unemployment rate lower, so unemployment rate dropped to 4.2, so that's a positive overall. More people in full-time employment, more people earning.
Geopolitics here. Russia says they've seen no breakthrough with the US on diplomatic visas.
Here we go. Now it's reversing. Yen is moving higher, cable pushing lower, Europe. So this is the initial reaction. Let's see how this plays out now. And I might say, yeah, it could be seasonality. They can say companies are employing people because they know it's a Christmas season is coming, so they need extra staff because it's a seasonal, so it might not last. And if that's showing only 210,000, that's really bad. Okay, Philip, shut up about the data. Hey, Alpha Trader, lovely to see you back. Mate, Patrick, Rose, Robert, Eladio, Jonas, Liz, Israel, Said, Haifa, Mike, Darren, Nathan, David, Vojicic, anybody else who is watching us, welcome. Abella, Joseph, FX Trade 125, Kay, hey, Paul, Miranda, Alvarez, Manuel FX, Hafiz, Alex, anybody else who is watching us, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Are you guys looking at anything yourselves? Robert saying 210. Rose, I like the new model of market analysis, very practical. Yes, Rose, thank you so much. We're trying different things. It doesn't work for everybody. It's alienating some people because they can't figure out what's going on. They're saying, "Ooh, we don't know what's going on. We don't understand this." But that's fine. Just trying things. Trying things. So, anything else? Anything else worth talking about? US non-farm payrolls, actual 210, forecast was 550, previous reading was 531. DXY weakened. For those of you who don't know what DXY is, that means it's dollar index. It's an index that follows the movement of US dollar currency against a basket of 6 others: Euro, Sterling, Japanese yen, Swiss, Norwegian krona, and Canadian dollar. S&P strengthened, and gold whipsawed. Patrick is saying, will gold reverse? I don't know, Patrick. I would love to buy it, but not at these levels. Patrick is looking at gold and he's saying, will it reverse? So let's see. I'm looking at gold above 1775, above 17, green line, 1775. Keep saying the same number over and over and over again. I was long at 1775, got some money out, got stopped out a few times. Stick with it. Find the level that you think it works and stick with it. Now, here we go. This is corrective pullback, rising trend line, support. But the price needs to break and rally from here. It needs to move higher and break through here. Potentially doing something like this. And then push higher from there. So that would be the kind of logical. Something like this. Something like this happening. Something like this big wick. Support, and push higher. So that's what it is. If I see a dip lower, an end of day close below this shaded area, 1760, all bets are off. You know, the setup is no longer valid. So, will it do anything? I have no idea, Patrick. I know what I will react to, but I don't know will it do it. Okay. Sorry to be vague. If I am not straight with my answers, but that's what it is. So rally breakout above 1750 for a potential push towards 1800 again. Something like that. Breakout retest and a push higher. But it didn't happen. So at the moment, I cannot do anything with gold. I would love to. I saw this. I thought it would break out higher. I thought it would break out higher, but it didn't. It's a 15-minute candle. It didn't settle. So therefore, I cannot touch it. Unfortunately. I would love to buy gold. I would love to have the reason to buy gold, but I am not getting it at the moment. Anything else, guys? Is anybody else looking at anything else? Any other index, currency pair, commodity, anything? Are you guys looking at anything yourselves? Canadian unemployment rate actual 6%, forecast 6.6, previous 6.7. Canadian dollar strengthened. So okay, so let's go and check out CAD. Let's go and check out dollar CAD. Euro CAD, dollar CAD, Aussie CAD, anything CAD would be a good one. Okay, that's better. So this is dollar CAD, and if the price is falling, that means that US dollar is weakening and Canadian dollar is rallying. Canadian dollar is also linked with crude oil, because in Canada they're producing crude oil as well. So if you see higher crude oil prices, that's normally perceived to be good for Canadian dollar. Nicely uptrending, higher lows, higher highs. Yet again, I am removing all the indicators. I'm removing everything from the charts. Just keeping it simple. 4 hourly, push lower. 1 hourly, push lower. Yeah, this looks like a Canadian dollar strength. This is a significant resistance. Previous swing highs. Sorry, this should be red rather than green. So where would be a good entry for this? Really up here for a shorting setup. But dip buyers, I don't think that's a good strategy here. So we have resistance here, and then where is the support? So a cluster of these previous high, 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 high.
Some commentary here from the People's Bank of China. They say the source of risk Evergrande faces is of its own poor management.
Dollar CAD. Yeah, this looks like it could possibly go lower. So there's another trend line. So really what bearish traders, a bullish Canadian dollar, a bearish US dollar would do this. They would like to see retest, push, and then a gradual move to here. 127, 127.80, 128 on the upside is kind of resistance. But so far that's what Canadian dollar looks like. That's what a Canadian dollar looks like. So dollar yen, you sexy thing. Come on, you want to go higher. Euro dollar, euro cable. Alpha is saying, I'm looking at S&P 500. What are your thoughts? Okay, so let's go and check out.
And China's central bank saying regarding Evergrande, it will continue to work with Guangdong government-related government departments to resolve risks and maintain stable development of China's real estate market.
I'm long Nasdaq. I'm long Nasdaq. So by default, I would be looking for possibly this bullish reversal in S&P as well. So let's go and check this out. So this is so let me just bear with me a second. Let me just check this quickly.
Government departments to resolve risks and maintain stable development.
So what are we doing with this? So yet again, very clearly and self-explanatory.
The Fed's effective funds rate unchanged on December the 2nd at 0.08%.
4 hourly, low highs, lower lows. This looks bullish to me, guys. It's a corrective pullback, but we are coming to...
So we see the US Treasury refrains from designating any foreign exchange manipulators, says no major trading partners manipulated exchange rates to prevent balance of payments adjustments or gain unfair advantage in trade under their 1988 law.
So a couple of...
Although the Treasury has put 12 economies on the monitoring list for currency practices, namely China, Japan, Korea, Germany, Ireland, Italy, India, Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, Mexico and Switzerland.
There's a couple
just
of
commenting on
levels
China
here.
there, just to flag them, the Treasury says China's failure to publish foreign exchange intervention data, lack of transparency make it an outlier among major economies and will closely monitor activities of state-owned banks.
One hourly. So a couple of things here, really. So this here is... Okay, I won't do that. I'll just change the color. Bear with me a second. Okay, so we have a resistance here. So a couple of scenarios here. So the first one would be bulls are looking for a breakout above here, which is at 45.95.46, retest, and then they would take the widest point of this sideways consolidation here in a number of points and extend it to the upside, and this is where they would like to take the profits, 47.10. Partial profit taking 46.40, 46.66, 47.07 on the upside. So that would be a bullish scenario. Bearish scenario would look like this: a potential attempt to flush lower, and then if that happens, I would be paying attention to this little rising trend line. And yet again, I'm probably confusing people who are watching this for the first time, and you have no idea why I'm doing this and what this means, but this is actually a textbook setup. You know, you see it over and over and over again. So from the intraday point of view, a bearish setup would look like this. So you would see a sell-off from here, loss of these lows down here, and I'm gonna color this red now. Oh, sorry, green. So that could be the entry level, and then that would open the way for a gradual move lower. So anybody who's looking to short below this level, they're looking to take partial profits here, and then definitely profits down here, 45.30. I feel that the market correction is exuberated to the downside. This big correction that we saw happened on a stupid news. So for those of you who've been trading for a while, the reason why market sold off is the announcement that there was a single confirmed case of Omicron virus in United States of America. So it's not unreasonable to assume that that variant is already in various different countries, because it is highly transmissible. People were able to travel. So it's not a black swan type of an event. It's not a Lehman Brothers type of an event. It's not geopolitical tensions type of an event. It's not terrorist attack type of an event. It's not so unexpected as something like that to justify this type of reaction. So so that's why I feel that this sell-off to the downside is a little bit overextended. Okay, so famous last words. You know, we're gonna have a market crash in the afternoon. But that's where I am. That's where I am with this type of setup. So I feel that markets could possibly gradually move higher, break through resistance, and then do something like this, and then potentially that would open the way for a continuation to the upside. The trend is still intact. Also, for those of you who have access to the community, go and click on the community page. Go and click on the community page, and you will see. Maybe I can show you that already. So let me just log on to the community and I'll show you. I've posted stuff on Nasdaq and crude oil and gold from a longer term point of view. So this is already in the community. So if you go to the community here, yesterday's posts, this is WTI triggered possible setup here. Gold corrective pullback up by 1790, and then Nasdaq in daily trend intact, 50 DMA. Yet again, now I know I'm confusing some of you, but when you click on this blue line is something that's called 50-day moving average. The price is coming close to its previous swing high, breakout, retest, previous swing high resistance, previous all-time high, pull back to that level. That normally triggers a buy interest. And then here is the Nasdaq as well, the same setup, a little bit more detailed with the pivots on point of control 1600, resistance 16250, 16454. So that's why I would like to take profit at 16400 on the upside, and so on and so on. So this is all posted for you, and you have access to the community. Feel free, use it. For those of you who don't, because obviously some of you are watching this on the outside, if you need to know more, ask, let me know. Okay, I've been talking for a while, and I've been trying to do a couple of different things at the same time. So let me just close this. I'm going to stop the broadcast soon. I just want to show you where my positions are at the moment. So I am currently long Nasdaq. I took half of the profit. I took half of the profit when we came to these previous swing highs. So this high and this high, when I saw this little pause here, okay, this was done live probably about 15-20 minutes ago. Half of the money taken. This was the entry, big reversal. The stop is currently above, so I'm going to go and move my stop slightly higher, lock in about 58 points in profit. So half of the money is taken, and I'm putting my stop even further away from my entry, locking in another 58 points. So if this reverses, I get stopped out and I walk away with some money. Happy days. This it's Friday, it's a payday. And now we have limit order up here, 16,430, 16,450 as per that trade in the community. So that's all posted. I'm happy with that, and if this all plays out, I would be ecstatic. Now the other thing that I am currently long in is crude oil. Okay, so crude oil entry inside bar. Explanation was done at the beginning of the session. These are all swing type positions rather than scalp intraday, and I'm keeping them running. Stop is now above the entry. Happy days. Locking in 66 points. More, so 78 points locked in now, previous low here, happy. And I'm actively looking at this structure here. This is higher lows, there is a trend line here. If I see a push lower and end of day close below 67.70, previous high, cluster of the previous lows, if I see a push lower and end of day close, I would likely close my position and walk away. If that happens while I'm asleep, I'll be stopped out with something. But I think that crude oil could push higher towards 69, even higher, 69, 50, maybe even 70 over a longer period of time. So I'm really happy with this trade. I'm keeping it open. high level of conviction there. The other thing that I am long in is a dollar Japanese yen. So, apologies, a dollar Japanese yen. There we go. So dollar yen, I got in at close to 113. It had a couple of attempts to go higher. I'm looking at the take profit limit order is at 114, and potentially that could be hit fairly quickly if this carries on moving higher. The stop is just below here, so almost 7.5 to 1 risk reward ratio. Really happy with that. I'm not moving my stop. The stop is only 12 points away. It's a tiny stop. I read 93 points of potential profit for 12 points of risk. Happy with that. I might take partial profits and then move the limit order for higher if this wants to run. So I'll reassess it if that does anything. And then I'm also short sterling dollar. Okay, so sterling dollar short, cable short. The stop loss was initially up here. This is the entry. The stop loss is now at break even. I don't have limit order. I was looking at 32.40, 32.20, and then spot 32 to the downside as profit areas for this trade. So keeping this open as well. And the last one was short euro dollar. Short euro dollar. I thought I had that open as well. Here we go. Euro dollar. Apologies, guys. Euro dollar here. I'm short euro dollar. The initial entry is up here. Stop is below. I was looking for more downside. What we saw here is the initial reaction. Oh, okay. So this was a massive a knee-jerk reaction, and now a reaction to weaker numbers than initially anticipated, and then now we're seeing this. So I'm happy to keep this open, and that's where we are. That's where we are with the open trades. So if I can get the summary of that, just bear with me a second. I'll see if I can pull that here. Apologies. Open current positions, that's where we are. And yet again, long Nasdaq, long WTI, long dollar yen, short euro, short cable, and I'm keeping it open for a while. I'll keep this open for a while longer. Let's see how it works out, and then I will reassess it for the rest of the trading day. I'm going to finish this with a disclaimer again. So because I am pushing this broadcast outside today to various different places, so this is not just for the people who are in the community. So anything that I've shown you today is my own experience and advice. This is a market analysis type setup and a proof of concept of what we are teaching you on a daily basis, either through our education or showing you in our community. If you need to know more about community and what we do, you can visit us at TraderCast.com. If you're looking for the education, you can check it out through My Trading Skills. Apologies, and this is a story about me. Been trading since 2004. And a disclaimer again. Now, a bit clunky. I'll get better and I'll make this smoother going forward, but hopefully all worthwhile to you. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for joining us. Stay safe, happy trading, enjoy your weekend. I will. No matter how long you've been trading, make sure that you pay yourself something on Friday. So make sure you take a little bit of money out of your trading account. Now, you know, if you have
Bullard here calls for removing policy accommodation. Bullard says the Fed should remove monetary policy accommodation and may want to consider removing accommodation at faster paces in upcoming meetings. Says the US economy had an inflation shock in 2021 and says asset price inflation has been substantial as well. He says US GDP recovered, poised to grow, labour market very tight and likely to get stronger. Finally, he says it's too soon to assess the impact of the new COVID-19 variant on the US economy.
excellent. So what we are doing is something like this. Make sure.
So that's St. Louis Federal Reserve Bank James Bullard there on Friday, calling for the Fed to begin tightening monetary policy, citing unexpectedly high inflation, strong economic growth, and a labour market that is very tight and poised to strengthen further. A reminder that Bullard is a 2022 voter.
So for those of you who are watching this for the first time and you're probably confused with some of the stuff that I've done, don't worry, take your time, come and find us and learn. For those of you who've been yes, today. Lisa, do you know what non-NFP is? It's a U.S. unemployment, U.S. unemployment, non-farm payroll day. It's a big day in a trading calendar for anybody. That causes the market volatility. So that's why we are starting slightly different. Okay, so we are starting at a different time. Now, what's happening is I started talking about Fridays. So make sure you take some money out of your trading account, pay yourself a little bit and give yourself a pat on the back. That'll positively reaffirm and kind of
There's some COVID news coming out of the Scottish government saying the Omicron cases are no longer all linked to a single event but to several different, according to Reuters sources.
A little bit of reassurance that what you're doing is okay, so you need to reward yourself, because we are very fast to talk badly to us if something goes wrong. Oh, I got stopped out. Oh, I got in and market took it away from me, and you know, all that kind of stuff. So okay, so thank you, Lisa. So when you're doing well, give yourself a pat on the back. So basically, go and reward yourself with something. It doesn't matter what it is. A cup of cake and cup of coffee and a cake somewhere, and that's nice. You know, if you get something else, get something else. But just give yourself a pat on the back, because you are doing this as a business. You need to take money out of your business to pay yourself for the time and effort invested in doing it. Okay, Philip, shut up. Now, guys, lovely talking to you all. Stay safe, happy trading, and I'll speak to you all on Monday. Bye for now.